a discussion about number 11, if we could. And the fact that it just came up that this is a township committee appointment. I wasn't even aware that there was a vacancy, let alone a recommendation of somebody being put on the Board of Adjustment. And I just want to question the entire process of how this got here to this point. And I had a number of questions related to it. First of all, who resigned from the Board of Adjustment to create the opening?
Mr. Allen.
Mr. Allen should resign.
It was noted several months ago, that this vacancy had been, 2 months ago, 3 months ago.
And then we approved Ms. Carlin. Ms. Carlin moved up into his spot.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
On the Board of Adjustment?
Yes. We were talking about previous meeting.
That occurred, I think we did that last meeting or the meeting, or the meeting before. And
Okay. And so who made the suggestion for appointing this person who I've never actually heard of? And I've never heard of this person. Who made the recommendation for appointing this person? What?
I did.
He's here tonight.
Is he right here? Oh, very good. I don't know who he is. No, I can vouch that I've actually never met him before. Now that I see him.
Well, I made the recommendation. I've spent some time with Mr. Stout. I've known him for several years now. He's a competent person. I think he would be a great, a great addition to the Board of Adjustment.
And what makes him? What does he bring to the Board of Adjustment? What is?
He has a knowledge of Morris Township. He's been a volunteer in many areas. He's a very smart and knowledgeable person. And I'm not quite sure how anybody gets to a point of knowing things about the board.
Mayor, I don't want
like that.
to, Mayor, if we're going to talk about personalities and things like that in any kind of a way other than positive, I'd rather we did it under a closed session exception and handle it in the back room.
But that was not my intent.
Okay.
I don't know the gentleman, and I have nothing positive or negative to say about him. I just have no
No,
knowledge.
I
have
understand,
no knowledge of him.
but I don't know where the conversation was going, and I didn't want to cause anyone embarrassment in.
And as a member of the township committee, for me to, for this to be put before me without any prior mention or discussion, I just don't understand how that happens. But the reason why I'm a little upset, quite honestly, about it is because, back in 2009, I worked very hard for something that we call the Citizen Service Act. It's actually part of our code. I looked it up last night to make sure it's there. There are steps that are supposed to be taken when vacancies are created, and Mrs. Amelia is in charge of collecting resumes and applications and such. And I just want to make sure that you're aware of it, everybody on the committee is aware of it, since some of us weren't here back in 2009. Everybody should be aware of this. And I just want to confirm with Mr. Quinn and Mrs. Amelia that all the steps that are outlined in the ordinance are being followed.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this was posted?
It's been posted for
Posted.
quite a while.
It's been posted
There's
where?
vacancies. On our website, on the bulletin board by my office.
There's a.
Yeah, there's always a list there.
Mm-hmm.
Since, well, I've done that since I started here 13 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I've always put a list of vacancies from various boards, committees, and commissions.
And that's listed.
I'm surprised you didn't.
Okay. And you're showing on your bulletin board right now that there's a vacancy on the Board of Adjustment?
Right now.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's on our website.
Mm-hmm. Right. And the binder, how many people have applied for the Board of Adjustment position?
I couldn't tell you offhand. I would put my feet to the fire and tell you I know numbers.
Did you, Mr. Mayor, did you look through the binder to see who has applied for the Board of Adjustment?
I did not see any other names, did you?
No, there's no other names that I'm aware
Any
of.
other names?
Not that I'm aware of, no. But I didn't apply.
Okay. So, anyway, thank you for making sure that the process is in place. I'm very glad to hear that. But I still have a concern because I don't know anything about this person, and I can't vote on. I can't vote on something I have no knowledge about. And just hearing you say that you know him, I'm sorry, with all due respect, just it doesn't do it for me. So I don't know on these committee appointments. I think we need to have maybe in closed session or at least a courtesy resume or some background circulated so that we know who the person is. Nothing against the fine gentleman who's been appointed. He could be very well just don't know anything about him, and I can't vote. And if everybody else is gonna vote, that's fine, but I hope everybody else knows something about him. That's all.
I'll move number 11 on the consent calendar, Mr. Mayor.
Second, roll call, please.
Yes, Mr. Capri.
Yes.
Mr. Rizzo.
I will abstain.
Mr. Rosabush.
I also know Mr. Stout personally, and I'm pleased to vote yes.
Mr. Sisler.
I've known Mr. Stout for a very, very long time, probably for at least 15 years. He's a fine individual, and he's an upstanding member of this Morris Township community, and I proudly vote yes.
Mayor Gagliasa.
Yes, and I think you will make a great appointment that will be adjusted as alternate number 2. So yes.
I'm glad to hear everybody else knows him.
I also know too.
Okay, very good.